And I had almost quit going through the police academy. Almost quit. Because if I could just be real with you, the racism was overbearing. The weight of it was overbearing. And once I realized, and it became evident that I was going to be the first African American to graduate from the top of the class in the police academy, it became too much of a struggle. The stress became too heavy. Those that were pulling at me and saying they'll never do this, the threats on my life. But there was something on the inside that would not allow me to quit. Amen. And once I became a police officer and found that I really loved working in the communities and doing police and just doing a police thing, all of a sudden it starting to get a little boring, and I realized, I'm starting to get into a rut after a few years of doing this, and I found my next passion, and that was to work in the field of narcotics, to do undercover, and I'm not going to go all through that, and I was excited about that. I'm not going to say I enjoyed, but being shot at and getting in gunfights and kicking doors in and not knowing what's going to be on the other side and car chases, it was kind of fun, y'all. It was kind of fun. But 20 years of that. But then a time came after 20 years, it became mundane, and I never thought I would get tired of it. And I realized something's happening. My passion for narcotics is no longer there. And now after 27 years in this law enforcement, I thought, you know what? Well, maybe it's time to retire because all you need is 20. And so I started to retire, but because I serve a true and living God, He reeled me back in and said, I never told you it was time to quit policing. It's just time to quit the narcotic thing. It's time to take you to the next level. It's time to take you to your next calling. And so before I knew it, all of a sudden promotions came back to back to back, and I found myself commanding a district and having a passion to, because now I have a charge. Now I have position to save and hold the district. Because I was building relationships with those that were above me. I was building relationships with those across from me. I was building relationships with my subordinates. And we began to implement things, and things began to change, and I began to get fired up again and excited. And see crime fall, and I said, Lord, I thank you. You give me my passion back. You give me a new calling, a new set assignment. And just when things were getting, mundane again. After 4.5 years of that, I said, God, I don't know, it's kind of getting tired. He said, no, not yet. I'm still trying to retire, though, but he said, no, not yet. Next thing I know, another elevation comes. Now we're commander over an entire city to build relationships, to build communities, to help out youth, to set the captives free. I'm tired of folks going to jail and coming back and going to jail and coming. We're going to help them. We're going to help them. A new passion. To be hard on our faith base and say, you know what, you got to get out of those churches. Ain't nobody see you in the community. Stop selling fish fries and giving away a couple clothes. Get out and into the community. I got a new passion, though. I got a new passion. And I set up all that to say, you will have levels of passion as you go through this life. Never get into the land of rut. Don't be like that frog that was eased into a pot, lukewarm water, and just got comfortable being there and wouldn't leap out that pot. And they slowly turned up the boiling. And that frog actually was boiled alive, just dead, because it was too lazy. It got too comfortable in that rut. Get out of the rut. The last R, that I'm done. The last R, original. Y'all hear me? Original. It's original, but original. All right, I had to take the whole off. Y'all, some of them got it up here. Original, but it's original. That's your last R. I heard Kevin even singing about it. I heard the congressman talk about it. Be yourself. Always be yourself. Don't try to imitate somebody so much. I don't care if it's your mentor. That you lose yourself. Never lose who you are. There's only but one you. Be the original. I like that. Be the original of who you are. There can only be one you. And if you don't nurture the original you, then I got to tell you that You're not allowing the community. You're not allowing the city. You're not allowing the world to experience the original you. In other words, you're robbing us when you try to duplicate somebody else. Be the best original that you can be. Amen? Let me wrap this up. Girl, I got gum. Come on now. Alicia, don't do that. You heard we neighbors, me and her. Don't do that. You see it. Okay, you probably do. Let me wrap it up with this. The capacity of what you've been created to be and destined to share can only be achieved if you focus on your passion. Remember your passion, ladies and gentlemen. What you've been created to present us with, your assignment, remember, can only be discovered by you. It's that thing that burns deeply within your hearts. It's what you're most excited about. Figure it out. It's what you're most passionate about. It's what you think about and dream about. It's what brings you joy and fulfills you even in the worst of times. You can't get rid of that passion. It's that thing that even when you begin to work, I don't care how tough it is, I don't care how rugged it is, I don't care how much trouble come your way, as long as you got that passion, you will not quit. You will not quit. That's how you know you're working in your assignment. That's how you know you're working in your call. So I say to you, stay humble. Knowing that none of us have or will ever get to where we're trying to go without our mentors in our lives, without our peers, without all our surrounding support system. None of us will get there. It is arrogance. I say this carefully and with all due respect. It is arrogance and a type of boastful pride that will usher in the fall, and I don't want anybody falling, that will usher in the fall and destruction of anyone that forgets their humble beginnings, forgets their history, and do not forget that it is a special grace from on high that truly credits and allows us to stand on the shoulders of those that came before us. So Augustus, welcome to the fight for humanity. Welcome for the advancement of equality for all people. I'm so very proud of you. Of each and every one of you, my prayers, my wife is praying, our blessings go with you. For selfish reasons, I pray that your destiny keeps you in Baltimore. But truly, I pray that wherever your destiny goes, that you are the best that you could possibly be, wherever the world takes you. So I say this, the tassel that you wear, represents some struggles, I'm sure. It represents some doubts, some pains, and much needed camaraderie. It represents some sleepless nights. I bet you some of you have had some nights where you just cried and shed tears. The tassel represents that. But I got good news. I got good news. Let me remind you that that tassel also represents the joy. That tassel also remembers, it represents the victory that you achieved here on today. So we love you, God bless you, keep pressing.
School police or police police?
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Colonel, our guest speaker. Thank you so very much. To address our graduates now, I would like to invite Ms. X back to the podium.